You're listening to the Trading Bear podcast. This is episode 49, The Daily Show.
Mystery player. Position.
Midfielder.
Start price.
94p.
Current price.
£1.86.
PB.
22p.
MB.
0.
Dividend yield.
11.8%.
Welcome back, thanks for joining in. In today's news, could newly re-elected English champions Manchester City face a Champions League ban? The potential ban revolves around the alleged inflation of financial sponsorship figures, as first leaked by German newspaper Der Spiegel last year, now being investigated by an independent UEFA team led by ex-Belgian Prime Minister Yves Le Terme. In terms of timeline of events, Le Terme is set to recommend his decision to the UEFA body in the next 48 hours, with the majority of his team rumoured to be pushing for a one-year ban from European competition. Whatever happens, this would not come into effect for next season, as Manchester City would be extremely likely to appeal, but certainly the case sounds serious enough for Manchester's legal team to be kept busy in the next few days and weeks. Elsewhere, Celta Vigo striker Maxi Gomez, who has scored 13 and 33 this year, is firmly on the radar of a host of English clubs. That's according to The Guardian, who report that Gomez's 43 million release clause will be halved should Celta be relegated from the Liga. Although not mathematically impossible, that result now seems highly improbable, after Celta recorded a surprise 2-0 home win over Barcelona recently. And lastly, away from the riches of the Premier League, Bolton offer a stark reminder today of just how perilous life can be living in the shadows of the money-laden EPL. Once graced with the likes of JJ Okocha, Yuri Djorkaeff and Nicolas Anelka, the Trotters, placed into administration yesterday, have set up an emergency food bank with donations from local businesses to help out staff who have not been paid for the month of April. Watching the likes of Okocha and Anelka then at the Lancashire club must seem like a faraway distant memory. Talking about how a once happy situation has turned into a dark and ominous cloud, we arrive at today's riser, Gareth Bale. The Welsh winger's time left at Real Madrid has been counting down pretty much since he first said hola to the Spanish media in 2013. It's remarkable, therefore, to think, given the constant down talk, that Bale has managed to play at the Spanish Giants now for 6 years, scoring an impressive 78 goals in 155 appearances. Yes, not quite on Ronaldo and Messi figures, but on a par with slightly less maligned Karim Benzema. Either way, the situation seems pretty clear. Zidane doesn't want him, the crowd don't want him, but nobody else can really afford to take him. With little resale value, the 29-year-old also has a checkered injury history, and a temporary loan move away may be the solution for all parties concerned. And it was this exact scenario today that was touted in the British media, with the tabloids leading with a story of a 10 million loan fee, with cut price wages of $250,000 a week, well short of the $600,000 that Madrid are thought to be paying Bale. A return back to the EPL will always generate movement on the index, and for this reason his price soared 28p today to take him to a current price of £3.12, making Gareth Bale today's biggest riser. One player that has also recently experienced a surge in price, and already playing in the Premier League, is Leicester centre-back Harry Maguire. Interest in Maguire reached fever pitch a week or so back after rumours resurfaced that Manchester United were once again back in for the 26-year-old England international. Overnight, Maguire's price went from £1.20 to £1.80, and although the rise was not without merit ahead of the semi-finals in the Nations League and legitimate rumours of a move, it would have been a hard sell to see his price hold at the peak of £1.80 without any fresh news. No news has since yet been reported then, and as a result there has been a slight drop of 6p to take him to his current price of £1.68. This area seems about right for a player that could pick up the odd media win, especially on a triple or even quintuple media day, and has a steady, if not spectacular, PB game. We go into this episode's prospect player now, a player who I feel could do well in the near future and attract buys. For this episode we head into the up-and-coming Under-20 World Cup once more, to be held in Poland, kicking off in 9 days' time on the 23rd of May. A host of squads have now been announced, with the Portuguese in particular looking very strong, holding the likes of Felipe Jota, Trincao, Ruben Diaz, Gedson Fernandes and Manchester United fullback Diego Dalot. Despite that very strong squad, Portugal are set to be given a run for their money, through other fancy nations Argentina and France. And it was France who were the latest to announce their squad for the tournament yesterday. There's no place for the injured Monaco striker Wilhelm Goebbels, but recently returned from injury Lyon striker Amin Gouiri does make it. The fleet-footed 19-year-old, likened to Ronaldo in terms of stature and style, as opposed to a Griezmann or an Mbappe for example, Gouiri took the golden boot with 7 goals at the UEFA Euros Under-17 tournament 2 years ago, before grabbing back-to-back braces against England and Turkey in the same competition last year, only this time out for the Under-19s. He's made 7 appearances for the first team at Lyon so far, and now has the platform to showcase his skills further, ahead of what could be a promising 2019-20 season for the young French international. Let's have a look at some of your questions now then. This episode's first question comes via email from Peter P. I presume that's not Captain Hook's arch nemesis writing in. And Peter wrote the following. My portfolio is fairly heavy towards the PB market, containing the likes of Kai Havertz, Kimmich, Thiago, Savinir, Pereiro and former Arsenal man Santi Cazorla, amongst others. Do you think I'm best in selling them now and rebuying towards the start of new season, or just keeping hold and riding the dips? Nice question this, Peter, and certainly one that perhaps other listeners, and indeed myself, have to ask ourselves. Outside of the show's mantra, always keep a diversified portfolio, the question you need to ask yourself with holds like this is the player proving quality and likely to be in demand next season? With the likes of some of the names you mentioned, Kimmich, Havertz, Thiago, the answer is most certainly yes, and I think you'll be hard pushed to find the perfect exit and then again the perfect entry point on trades like this. The risk of getting the trade wrong outweighs any potential dips there may be on these types of players. A hold then in these cases. Savinir is a slightly harder trade to hold all summer, as his PB quality has only recently been bought into by the masses in the last couple of months, and as a result faces the prospect of a sell-off at some stage during the summer. And if he gets a transfer away from Nîmes, this could completely change his PP output, and maybe one to sell now and monitor over the coming months. Finally, an outsider trade like Cazorla is highly unlikely to attract a sudden influx of traders, so either move is fine here. You could hold, knowing 99% that his price won't move much either way, or you could sell now, see what else you could do with the capital over the summer, then rebuy at the start of next season, reassured that his price is unlikely to be all that different from what it is now. The second question comes from the forum, with user LK89 writing, I'm a Sheffield United fan, and have recently joined Football Index. After a great season, it's a bit disappointing to only find 2 United players on the index, Fleck and O'Connell, especially when you look at the likes of Norwich, who already have Aarons, Godfrey, Lewis and Buendia. Do you think more Sheffield United players will be added? And if so, when? Thanks. Well, firstly, congratulations on Sheffield United's promotion to the Premier League. Secondly, upon reading your question, I was surprised to hear that only 2 players from Sheffield were on the platform, especially given the superb season Billy Sharp has in front of goal this year. So I had a search myself, and you're completely correct. Only Fleck and O'Connell are present on the index at this moment in time. So when might more be added? Well, in recent weeks there's been a complete lack of IPOs, or initial purchase offerings, new players joining the index to you and me. And although this is actually a good thing in terms of chances of winning PB and MB dividends, it certainly seems slightly bizarre how FI have gone from releasing 7 or 8 new players every week to none at all for a period of time now. I expect we'll see new additions added to the platform from early July onwards, as sides look to settle their squads, and with this, hopefully new Sheffield United players on the index as well. We've already seen what prices Championship prospect players can have on the market, including the likes of Grealish at Villa, Jack Clarke at Leeds and Daniel James at Swansea. If you can't wait until the new season for players to be added, who you think should be on the platform, you can actually contact Football Index directly on Twitter and send in your suggestions. Of course, there's no guarantee your player or players will be added, but they do definitely take suggestions into consideration. After all, most IPOs are a great source of revenue for them, with the vast majority offering little prospect of dividends and hence payouts for them. And that's it for this episode. You can download and subscribe to the show on iTunes, Spotify and Podbean. Head over to the website to send in a question, tradingbearpodcast.com. Alternatively, you can find me on IndexGain or Twitter under the name Trading Bear. Thanks for listening and stay tuned for the Mystery Player.
Mystery player. Position.
Midfielder.
Start price.
94p.
Current price.
£1.86.
PB.
22p.
MB.
0.
Dividend yield.
11.8%.
Trading bear. Today's mystery player was Bayern Munich midfielder Thiago Alcantara.